JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, police and security team recover stolen taxi. The Port Murray police are reporting that with the assistance of a private security company, they recovered a stolen taxi on Purcell Lane on Outer Bay in St. Mary yesterday. Official reports are that two men wearing masks entered a grey 2014 Toyota Probox which operates as a taxi on the Orocabessa to Ocho Rios route. Upon reaching the vicinity of Galena, one of the men pulled a firearm and proceeded to rob the driver of $13,000 and the motor vehicle before escaping, the police said. The incident happened around 12:45 p.m. The police said that, along with the security company, they were alerted and following investigation. The motor vehicle was tracked to Purcell Lane, where it was found about 4:30 p.m. abandoned. No one has been arrested, but investigations are ongoing. Carpenter accused of pulling gun, threatening to shoot woman. Detectives assigned to the St. James Police Division have arrested and charged a carpenter with assault at common law and illegal possession of firearm following an incident in Lime Tree Lane, Glendavon on January 2. Charge is 37-year-old Santino Plummer, otherwise called Mello, of Lime Tree Lane, Glendavon. Reports from the Montego Bay Criminal Investigation Branch are that, about 3 p.m., the complainant and Plummer were involved in an altercation during which Plummer pulled a firearm from his waist, pointed it at the complainant, and threatened to kill her. A report was made to the police, and Plummer was arrested and subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. No bail for Tommy Lee. Embattled DJ Tommy Lee Sparta remains in police lockup after his case was called up in the Corporate Aragon Court Division of the Home Circuit Court yesterday. One of his attorneys at law, Donahue Martin, said he was unable to share much details about yesterday's in-camera session. The matter was set first before the court today. I, however, can't speak with the openness of what took place in court because those matters are in camera, he said yesterday. The matter is, however, fixed for February 3, 2021. In addition to Martin, Tommy Lee Sparta is being represented by high-profile attorney at law Tom Tavares-Finson, QC. Martin was, however, willing to share how the process works. Generally, when matters are first before the gun court, especially in recent times, the judge would make a fingerprint order. A fingerprint order just essentially means you give your fingerprints to the police, and from that, the police can indicate whether a particular individual has previous convictions, or if they have other cases pending, or if they have a pending bench warrant out for them. That is the purpose of the fingerprint order, he said. They usually require that before they even allow you to advance a bail application, he continued. The dancehall DJ was not physically present in court. Tommy Lee Sparta is charged with illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition. According to the police, the entertainer, whose given name is Leroy Russell, was arrested on December 14 after a vehicle in which he was traveling was intercepted by members of the JCF's specialized operations. The men in the vehicle were searched, and a 9mm Glock pistol with an extended magazine containing 18 rounds of ammunition was found in Tommy Lee's waistband. He is the subject of other criminal investigations. Government urged to take steps to recover millions paid to dead pensioners. The Accountant General's Department, ACGD, has come under the microscope of the country's chief guardian of public expenditure for paying out millions to pensioners up to 7 months after they have died. Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis stated in her annual report, tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, that her department found instances in which the ACGD paid a total of $1.8 million to 25 pensioners, 7 months after the expiration of their life certificates and acknowledgement of their deaths. The loss exposure stemming from this deficiency could be more, considering that we conducted our assessment on a sample basis, Monroe Ellis noted. The policy of the ACGD stipulates that pensioners should submit life certificates on a quarterly basis to verify that they are alive before the disbursement of payments, but the untimely verification of pensioners appears to be a recurring decimal for the ACGD. Monroe Ellis reported that this issue had been highlighted in previous audits. She said that this has demonstrated that the ACGD had failed to reduce its risk exposure to the acceptance level of making payments to deceased pensioners for more than 3 months, considering that life certificates are valid for 3 months. Although there are cases where pensioners' life certificates had expired or death acknowledged, the ACGD was slow in discontinuing pension payments, resulting in the loss of public funds, Monroe Ellis said. In another startling revelation, the Auditor General found that the ACGD made pension payments of more than $609 million to pensioners living overseas between 2012 and 2018 without verifying that the pensioners were alive. We have found 7 instances in which pensioners did not submit any life certificate for periods up to 17 years, she added. The Jamaican missions made payments to pensioners living overseas, and the ACGD reimbursed these payments monthly. However, the Auditor General found that the ACGD routinely reimbursed the missions without any verification to confirm the legitimacy of the payments. According to Monroe Ellis, the matter was further exacerbated by the absence of formal procedural policies between the ACGD and the missions to ensure the necessary verification that pensioners are alive. The Auditor General contended that the timely verification that pensioners are alive is a critical component in the pension administration process. She said that it safeguards the integrity of pension payments, reduce the risk of disbursing pension payments after the death of pensioners, and ensure that payments were not being collected by ineligible individuals. Monroe Ellis also highlighted that pension files and payment systems were not updated to ensure accuracy in the pension administration process. She said in some instances, it took up to 33 months to remove pensioners from the payroll. The failure to update the files and payroll system may result in irregularities and loss of public funds. This risk manifested when the ACGD overpaid 23 dependents a total of $4.1 million because it failed to identify dependents over 18 years, or where extensions granted by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service had expired for those in school. To date, the overpaid amounts have not been recovered. Monroe Ellis recommended that the ACGD should act with urgency to review the pension system and implement strong and targeted internal controls to ensure the protection and integrity of the system. She said that this should include continuous and routine monitoring and clear policy guidelines, particularly over the overseas pension process. She urged the ACGD to investigate and to take steps to prevent and correct all breaches, including recovery of all overpayments. 5 COVID patients die as Jamaica records 63 new cases. 5 COVID-19 patients died over the last 24 hours as the island recorded 63 new cases of the virus, according to statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The latest victims are a 66-year-old male from St. Anne, a 67-year-old female from St. Catherine, an 80-year-old female from St. James, an 82-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, and an 85-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew. This brings the country's death toll to 322. The ministry also reported another death as coincidental. Meanwhile, the new cases consist of 25 males and 38 females, with ages ranging from 1 to 84 years. This pushes the total confirmed cases in the country to 13,915. 25,478 persons are in home quarantine and 1,746 are in home isolation. There were 673 samples tested in the last 24 hours. Nightly curfews are the COVID-19 measures extended until end of January. The nightly 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew that is in place to help stem the spread of COVID-19 has been extended until January 31, the Office of the Prime Minister, OPM, has announced. At the same time, all other measures, including the prohibition on parties and events, the public gathering limit of 15 persons, as well as measures relating to travel, burials, and weddings are unchanged and remain in effect until the end of January, the OPM said in a statement on Thursday. The OPM noted that the Ministry of Health and Wellness is still assessing the degree of spread of COVID-19 over the holiday season, which was expected to cause a spike in infections locally. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton earlier this week announced that there will not be an extension to the announced COVID-19 measures for Westmoreland following a significant reduction in virus cases in the Western Jamaica parish, which was flagged as an area of concern late last year. The announced COVID-19 measures for the parish will expire on Friday, January 15. However, the minister noted that St. Anne and Manchester were now areas of concern following sharp increases in the number of active COVID-19 cases, and health authorities have ramped up intervention measures in those parishes. JBN, we keep you informed. However, the minister noted that St. Anne and Manchester were now areas of concern following sharp increases in the number of active COVID-19 cases, and health authorities have ramped up intervention measures in those parishes. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember, subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.